I'm going to put on the Anything Cradle Top Load Kit from Salsa for the front of my bicycle. First thing that you have to do is you have to attach the levers or the handles to the front, let's call it basket holder. And that just takes a simple multi-tool. Step, you can see I attached with zip ties, just 2 zip ties and a crisscross, my holder for the Wahoo cycle computer, because I'm going to take up that space with other stuff, so I wanted to mount it there. It also came with these plastic pieces, which you can snap in so that it customizes to the aperture of the hole size to your handlebars, and that worked really easily. You just snap them in here. And now you just screw in the screws to affix the cradle onto your front handlebars. So now the cradle is on the handlebars. The next step is to fill up the Drybag, which is a waterproof bag that Salsa makes. I found that I either put in cycling clothes or I put in my regular casual clothes when I'm doing day after day trips. There is a air valve, which makes it really great for getting all the air out and compressing it down. And it has a roll top for collapsing it to what you want and making sure that it stays waterproof. Things about the bag, it actually collapses on the side to keep itself dry. The Salsa goes toward you, and then these little straps here affix it to the cradle. Salsa gives you 2 rubber straps, and this is very important, I found, through trial and error. You want to feed them through the cradle like this, with the top hanging out and the hook facing down toward the front tire, and then hook it in the back of the cradle again so that you're maximizing the use of the cradle, and it wraps all the way around the cradle. Pull it to the inside of these 2 straps, which we'll talk about next. Okay, now the bag is on there. It's not going anywhere. It's affixed by those 2 straps and by the 2 black built-in straps on the back. Front, you can also put on this other bag that Salsa gives you. I used it for toiletries, but I found out it's not a dry bag. Water came into it on rainy days. We had some incredibly rainy days in New Zealand. And you just affix it with these 2 straps, like I have here. Here's the second one, to the back that they give you to secure it. It's all on. I put my light on top, and I affixed my bike computer, my Wahoo. You will see it does inhibit you a little bit around the brakes, but not much at all. And you still have your tops for riding on the tops. So the frame bag affixes nicely with these very heavy-duty Velcro straps. That's what keeps it in the top. And then on the drop bar, you can see on the rest of the frame, you're just putting it through these nice little straps that they give you, and they hold it on. Again, on the left side is a very narrow or small bag. If I wanted things quickly, that's where I put them there. Maybe like bars or something you want to get quickly. And on the left side is your big part of the access. There's both top, and I don't know why they did this, there's also a bottom, so if you think what you're looking for is on the bottom, it accesses into the same space. So 2 zippers on your right side. And there's the finished product of the frame bag. It's on. The one thing you will notice is there's no room for water bottles, so you have to figure out something else either by keeping your jersey, or I'll show you what I did. So for holding water at REI, I bought these holders. And you can see they come with 3 Velcro straps, and then there's all kinds of places where you can use those straps, so you figure it out. Here is one on the bicycle on my left hand side, and I just put a strap up around the top tube, and then 2 of them through the middle, 1 out front and 1 through that very congested space in the middle there, and it really holds it well. So here you can see the 2 water bottle holders. This worked really well. They were very easy to get in and out. And you could hold 2. The only downside was when you're standing up to ascend, my knees would come up and hit these a little bit, but it was very tolerable. I've noticed I did not use a rear seat bag, which most of us usually use. Instead, in this setup, I used a top tube bag. The reason is the back is taken up by something else that we'll get to next. So in here, this was great. You can keep your everything for changing a flat, spare tube, your levers, your pump, patch kits, etc., as well as bars and gels to grab while you're riding. So next thing on the setup was the Fjällräven off the back bag, which really affixes and holds on to the bottom of your seat just through that clamp. It also came with a Velcro strap which attaches to your drop tube. You should be able to see it there, but all I'm doing is just putting that clamp on the 2 tubes that come out the back of the seat. Now it's fixed onto the back of the seat, and then I bought this dry bag. Again, there's a valve for letting out air. Specialized, it's very long. I'm going to fit this narrow part in first, and then you can see I have a pad, my tent, a sleeping quilt, everything I need for camping I put in this bag, and it stays dry. Alright, so the bag is in the holder. I would coach you to push it forward as much as you can, and then really, really tighten these straps. And you can see I've even woven them together or put them into each other at the top. But what I found was, while it looks like you have enough room with the back tire, when this thing gets heavy and it starts bouncing, at times I would start to rub the bottom. And then this strap comes around and helps secure and goes up through the top. So that's the setup for gravel grinding. We did the Tour Aotearoa, so top to bottom in New Zealand, in this setup. The only thing I'm missing is my pedals. But again, in the front, I kept in the front bag toiletries in there, and then all my casual clothes. I put all my biking clothes in the frame bag. Everything to change a tire, gels, bars, in the tube bag. My 2 waters, and then off the back, all of my camping stuff. Your sleeping bag, tent, etc. And this setup worked really well. I think it was about 1,600 miles. You can follow me on Strava, top to bottom to New Zealand. More on that later.